with some very nice trees in flower, in bloom behind me. A note on the Ipcress file. Spoiler alert, uh, not because I will talk about the end, um, but because I think I will talk about um, anything but the Ipcress file. I didn't really enjoy it. It was not my cup of tea. Hence, my mind did not concentrate on the subject once I discovered that it's not my thing, and so this is more a note about what I thought while I was supposed to concentrate on the Ipcress file. It's anyway an adaptation, so that's lucky in a way, because 1 hour 1 hour and 20 minutes, I think, an adaptation for the BBC was more than enough. If the original is going on for, I don't know, 7 hours, I would stop way before that. 20 minutes would be. It's also true that, for one thing, spies in real life are not the way they're described in spy novels. James Bond is, and his colleagues in films and many of those books are the opposite of real agents. If in the films James Bond is so glamorous, good looking, outstanding, that's exactly the point. Handsome, drinking martinis with, I don't know, an olive, or such glamorous drinks and habits, gorgeous women, fast cars, Aston Martins and the like. In real life, agents are supposed to blend in. They cannot be outstanding. They are not the ones you have to remark in the crowd. And it's common logic, common sense. As on the other hand, you cannot be so entertained, and you cannot identify and have the patience to watch films and go for a sequel and then another and then another, if the main character is an unattractive, bland, ordinary guy. Well, in Ordinary People, directed by Robert Redford, it was interesting. It won the Academy Award for Best Picture, and it's also true that the people there were not really ordinary. They had their own problems and issues. I also had the chance to meet with these spies and experience some of the brainwashing that is referred to in the Ipcress file. Having lived through the communist regime when I was reading spy novels, but now it's an aversion, I think, because it reminds me of the past of the communist regime, which was so bad. For instance, while reading a spy novel, I forgot who it was. I think it was Frederick Forsyth. Anyway, there was a knock at the door, and it was police. They came in, they searched, like we see in the movies. This time it's what happened in real life was not the exact opposite of what I see on screen. It was exactly the same, insofar as to have them see them watch, look around indeed, and try the sheets, and then the bathroom and everything else, the sink, and looking for, not for spying material. It was more mundane. They didn't expect that in this particular case, but they thought I have hard currency. They came on a tip, and they thought, and that was still jail, even if it wasn't shooting for treason. In case I had, I don't know, something spy material, messages, whatever. Still, hard currency, $5-10. If you didn't know someone, I heard stories that some of those involved in this were caught, but because they were well connected, they escaped jail, and in fact, eventually returned to working in a travel business, as I did for quite some time. But I don't know. This was one experience, and then I met, but there's no more time for that. By the way, I talk about this in my own stories. I have a lineup list with my stories, and there I talk about the meeting with a spy in Piatra of all places. Okay, as for the Ipcress file, I wasn't thrilled, alas.